If you feel like you have been working on your website and your offer for so long and it is still not ready to go, this video is absolutely for you. One thing I've noticed about my introverted, highly sensitive, overthinking clients is that every time they make progress in their own personal journey and with the work that they are doing, they take a little leap, they learn something new, they do another certification, or they just embody another part of the lessons that they're learning. And as a result, want to kind of integrate that into the offers that they're creating for their clients. What they do is they go back to the beginning. So they go, okay, I've been going along. This is the messaging I've been working on. This is the offer and the website copy. And then this thing has happened. It's shifted my focus a little bit. And now I'm going back to redo the website again. And we find ourselves in this loop, constantly going back and kind of just keep working on that copy on the website over and over again. If this is you, I want to just give you a slight mindset shift and something really small that you can start to do while you are refining your work in the background so that you can also be building your audience, having these deep and meaningful connections and conversations with your people, starting to test and experiment different ways that you talk about your work to see what resonates with people, because it is not always the thing that you think it's going to be, and how you can do that while you are evolving yourself in your work. So this is my little drawing here. This is your epic work. Now, this is not just the offer that you have created or even the thing that you are necessarily focused on right now, the modality, for example. This is everything that is who you are and the work that you're here to do in the world. You can call it your soul work, your life purpose, whatever it is that resonates with you. This is how I have come to understand it. And I really hope that it gives you a different perspective on how we need to keep evolving with our work so that we're not just stuck in this loop of tweaking the website and then having a life experience or a work experience and then kind of going back, tweaking the website again and never actually getting it out. So this is, let's say this is your deep epic work. But what happens is when you have this big life-changing moment, it can feel like you have suddenly expanded out in this really big way. And suddenly what you've been talking about, what you've been offering, the thing that you thought you were going to be doing has now changed so significantly because of how that has impacted your life. So it feels like this, and then it's like, oh my gosh, now I have to go and update every single thing on my website. And the reality is that that's how it feels to you because you have just had this epic experience. But what it looks like on the outside is really just this. You've just added this extra texture, this extra layer, this extra depth to your work, but it's actually not that different, most likely, than what you were originally doing. And so instead of having to, and let's look at it like this, just so you've got the little diagram for how I see this happening over and over and over again. So this is like, say this is a line, a timeline, and what I see people do is they're like working on their website, then they're moving through the world, then they have this big epic thing that happens to them, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I have to change this. And then they go back and they're working on their website again. But what we really need to think of this as is this is what life is going to be. This is our journey with the work that we are here to do. And so what we actually want to be doing is thinking of it like this is going to keep happening. So how can I keep showing up for my work as it is expanding out, as it is growing, as I am growing, and as I'm bringing my audience on this ride with me instead of, oh, now I have to scrap everything and start all over again. And the easiest way to do this is instead of keep going back and changing our website over and over again, which unless you are getting really big volumes of numbers to your site every single day, this is not going to be as important or significant or impactful in your work in terms of how much time and energy you're putting into it for the return on that investment, then if you would just go, okay, that's my big epic work, but every day I'm going to show up and I'm going to share a little piece of that journey. Now, you may have heard this referred to, this is a big Gary Vee term, as documenting your journey. And the way that I actually talk about it with my clients is this is kind of becoming your best client case study. So if you can keep showing little pieces of what you're doing on a daily basis with the modality that you use or the work that you do with your clients and use yourself as the living, breathing embodiment of what that looks like on a daily basis, you are going to find that you get more clarity around your offer and your messaging. You will have more connections with people because they are following along, they're coming with you. I used to work in reality TV, and following people's journeys and their stories is literally why reality TV is so massive, because people are curious and they want to see what is going on in the lives of other people. And so if you can keep showing up every day and refining this process, sharing little pieces. Here is one thing I did today. For my energy healers and my coaches and things, thinking about like, here's my morning practice. Here's one thing that I do when I'm feeling, today I was feeling a little bit anxious. Here's the thing that I do to get really grounded every day before I move out into the world. Here's what I do to take care of my nervous system. Here's a small visualization that I do. This is the way that I've set up my altar, my workspace, something that we are doing that can give people an insight into how we're supporting our clients too. You will see in all my videos that I talk about how I'm creating my own daily flow, the different things that I'm doing, things that I'm testing out and trying, how I am integrating my own behind the scenes with actually sharing in a more public way, and the things that I'm doing each day and how they're moving the needle in my business. So over time, what will happen is the more of these little bite-sized examples of our work that we create, we're going to get so much clarity around our message, the people, what they resonate with, because what we know for sure is that some people are going to resonate with this message. If we're sharing one little thing each day, we're going to have maybe our beginners who aren't really sure. They might not be solution aware. They might not know what it is that's actually happening for them. And so when we talk about like, oh, I woke up in the morning and I felt like this, we're giving people words to use to understand how they feel if they don't know what that is yet. So we might share something some days that is going to meet them at that level. And then other days we might be sharing something a bit more advanced about our work and the way that we're using it with ourselves, with our clients, in our community, the way we're using it in our content. And that is going to connect with different people as well. Then maybe on another day, we're sharing some resources, and that's going to connect with people who are looking to just take action immediately, or we're sharing, our paid offer, the next step for people who are ready to work with us, which there's always going to be a small percentage of people in our audience who are interested in that. And so by doing this, what we're going to do is we're going to get clarity around our message. We're going to get clarity around our people and what their questions are, their objections, their challenges, and what they've tried before, which is going to give us then ideas for more content. And then what it does is it means that when we take, let's come back here, when we take the time, which maybe is once a month or once every quarter, maybe we set aside an hour to work on our website. So we have so much more clarity around who we're talking to, what it is that they are actually telling us that they are interested in, are looking for, are challenged by, what they've tried before. And it's going to mean that those website updates, those bio copy, offer updates are all going to be so much more potent and relevant to our people because we've actually been talking to them. We've actually been having real conversations instead of when we are just working away behind the scenes on our website. We've got this big barrier here and all our people are over here. And every time that we have a leap in our own journey, in our own experience, we learn something new and we're kind of about to get out and then we're like, oh no, I'll come back in here. I want to tell you that I know what this is, and it's got nothing to do with not feeling ready. This is about we need to take care of our nervous system. We need to find a way to create visibility and share our work while it's a work in progress so that we can be connecting with these people. Because what we actually want, say, we're this person here, is that instead of just being over here on our own, we want to be connecting with these people so that we can actually be having conversations, we can be learning from them, we can be talking to them, we can be seeing what we're missing, that we can connect them with our offer, whether our website is up to date or not. Most of the offers and programs that I create these days, I just put it in a Google Doc because I can't be bothered actually messing around with my website. I would rather just have something quick that I can send to people so that they can see if it's right for them, and then we can have a conversation either in the DMs or via email, or we can jump on a quick call together to help them to decide if it's the right next step for them or not. And none of that is able to happen if we're just hiding behind this little wall of protection, of safety, updating our website constantly. So I hope that this gives you something to think about. It's not to say if this is what you've been doing it wrong. But what I would love to invite you to do is, instead of just working away behind the scenes, we want to start getting out and talking to people and actually refining our message and creating content that leads people to our offers in real time, in a visible way that actually gets to a point where it just makes the website so much less important, because we're just having real time conversations with people, which is so much more natural and organic than just always sending people away from our conversation and to have a look at something static and be left to their own devices over there. I know for myself, every time I update my website, it becomes outdated in a couple of weeks because of how I'm moving in a more dynamic way over here. This static thing is just never going to be able to keep up with the conversations that I'm having and the way that I'm showing up on social media every single day or creating content in different places. And I know it can feel like such a big deal. How do I keep the website up to date? How do I post on social media? How do I create all of this content? How am I having these conversations? How am I finding time and energy to be able to do these things? And it really comes back to the daily flow. It's about knowing what are the most important things that are really going to move the needle for you. How can you keep it super simple and start really small? How can you create simple rituals and routines that mean that every day you sit down in your business, you know exactly what you are focusing on, what you're working towards, and what are the steps that are going to help you get there? And that's why I created the Daily Flow experience. There are 2 sessions that are going to focus on the macro, the big picture, and then break it down into much, much smaller daily steps for you, so you know what you're doing based on your own needs, your capacity, your energy, and your business style. And if you can't make it live, or you're watching this after it's happened, you'll be able to grab the replays, the resources, everything that I'm putting together for this event to watch on demand in your own time. I know that for solopreneurs, it can be so hard to know when there are so many different things you need to be across and so many people telling you all the different things that you should be doing in your business. It can be so hard to know what the right thing is. But during this 2-part event, I'm not going to be telling you what to do. I'm going to be helping you to uncover what is going to work best for you with the time and energy that you have available, and the other resources as well, so that you can start to experiment and build your own daily flow. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you're someone who gets stuck in that loop of working on things behind the scenes, I understand. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments and I will swing back around to check them out. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.